There comes a moment in life when you finally understand something you were never taught. Silence is not always peace. Sometimes silence is self-abandonment, kindness is self-betrayal, and forgiveness is the permission someone needed to hurt you again. We are raised on the myth of unconditional love, especially in family, taught to endure, to tolerate, to sacrifice when it burns our dignity. But Stoicism offers a harder, cleaner truth. Love without boundaries is not love. It is self-erasure wrapped in loyalty. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Today we could say, your environment shapes your character. Whatever you tolerate, you teach. Whatever you allow, you absorb. Whatever you accept, you become. Toxic behavior is not always loud. It can be subtle disrespect, guilt, manipulation, jealousy, or constant boundary breaking, often disguised as jokes or just the way things are in this family. The Stoics lived by a principle modern people desperately need. Strength is not measured by how much you endure, but by what you refuse to tolerate. In this video, we'll confront 6 toxic behaviors you must never allow into your life. Not from strangers, not from friends, and not even from blood. Behavior 1. Disrespect disguised as jokes. Some of the deepest wounds you'll ever experience will come wrapped in laughter. Disrespect disguised as humor is one of the most common and most insidious forms of emotional corrosion. It's a blade someone hides behind a smile, and when you flinch, they accuse you of being too sensitive. You've heard the lines, "Relax, it was just a joke." "You can't take humor? You're so dramatic. Wow, you really took that personally." But listen carefully. A joke that degrades you is not humor. It is hostility disguised as entertainment. The Stoics saw through the disguise. Epictetus warned, "If someone provokes you, remember it is your judgment that wounds you." But the modern meaning is this: people will test you. People will measure what they can get away with. People will hide disrespect behind comedy because comedy gives cover. And the moment you laugh along, you teach them something. You teach them your tolerance level. You teach them your threshold for pain. You teach them how much of yourself you are willing to sacrifice to stay accepted. This is how small wounds become lifelong patterns. The psychology behind disrespectful jokes. People who mock you in jest often share the same traits. 1. Insecurity. They elevate themselves by diminishing you. 2. Dominance testing. They push to see how assertive you are. 3. Jealousy. They hide envy behind sarcasm. 4. Passive aggression. They attack cowardly, hoping to escape accountability. 5. Familiarity entitlement. They think closeness gives them the right to disrespect. But the most important thing to understand is this: mockery is a disguised confession of how they truly see you. And sometimes it's how they want others to see you too. When they joke about your failures, it is not humor, it is resentment. When they joke about your dreams, it is not playfulness, it is jealousy. When they joke about your personality, it is not teasing, it is belittlement. And the Stoic response is not rage, not shouting, not arguing. It is calm withdrawal of emotional access. The Stoic response: silence with spine. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Meaning, you do not sink to their level. You do not insult back. You do not perform for their amusement. You do not beg to be respected. Instead, you stay calm. You stay direct. You stay grounded. You let silence become your boundary. Because silence, when rooted in self-respect, is not weakness. It is strategy. A disrespectful person expects anger. because anger proves they touched a nerve. A disrespectful person expects defensiveness because defensiveness signals insecurity. A disrespectful person expects you to laugh because laughter gives them permission. But what they never expect is stillness, is presence, is unshakable calm. Silence is a mirror, and people hate being forced to see their own reflection. The 3 types of jokers you must watch. 1. The camouflaged critic. They use sarcasm to express real bitterness. Every joke contains a hidden truth about how they judge you. 2. The dominance teaser. They use humor to position themselves above you socially. They mock you to appear superior around others. 3. The envious actor. They joke about your success to bring you down to their level. Their humor is a mask for envy. Recognizing the type liberates you from personalizing the attack. What a Stoic does instead of laughing. He pauses, he breathes, he observes the room. He looks the person in the eyes. He does not smile. He does not justify. He does not defend. He does not explain. He simply withdraws emotional permission. Your silence becomes the boundary. Your calm becomes the message. Your presence becomes the consequence. Narrative example: cinematic storytelling. Imagine a family dinner. Everyone is talking. The atmosphere is warm, and suddenly someone says, "So, how's that business of yours going? Still failing? Still trying to make it? Maybe you should try something that suits you better, like a hobby." Everyone laughs lightly. You feel your chest tighten. Old you would chuckle. Old you would force a smile. Old you would play along. Stoic you doesn't. You look at them. Calm, steady, silent. You don't explain. You don't react. You don't entertain. The room feels the shift. They feel the boundary. They feel the self-respect. And you teach everyone at that table, without a word, that you are no longer the person who will accept disrespect disguised as humor. That is Stoic power. Behavior 2. Emotional manipulation, guilt as a weapon. There is a kind of poison that enters your life, not through conflict, but through confusion. It does not arrive loudly. It does not arrive violently. It arrives quietly, through guilt, obligation, and emotional twisting. Emotional manipulation is one of the most dangerous forms of toxicity because it does not demand your attention. It demands your self-doubt. Manipulators are not always cruel. In fact, many appear gentle, calm, soft, even loving. But their intentions are sharp, their tactics are calculated, and their words do not communicate, they control. They say, "I guess you don't care about me. After everything I've done for you, you're leaving me like everyone else. If you really loved me, you would. You're making me feel horrible." Notice the pattern. They make you responsible for their emotions. And the moment you feel guilty, they win. Guilt as a weapon. The Stoics understood guilt not as a moral compass, but as a mental chain. Seneca warned, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Manipulators exploit this. They plant seeds of guilt, knowing your imagination will do the rest. They know you care. They know you empathize. They know you want harmony. And they twist your strengths, empathy, loyalty, sensitivity, into weaknesses. They do not need to attack you. They simply allow you to attack yourself. This is why emotional manipulation is so dangerous. It teaches you to betray your own truth in order to preserve somebody else's illusion. How manipulators control you. There are 4 primary tools manipulators use. Understanding them is the first step to freedom. 1. Guilt transfer. They turn their failure, their insecurity, their irresponsibility into your fault. 2. Emotional blackmail. I guess you're leaving me like everyone else. If you walk away, I'll never forgive you. 3. Selective memory. They forget their mistakes, but remember every flaw you've ever had. 4th, victimhood. They transform every conflict into an opportunity to be the innocent victim. And what do you become? The rescuer, the fixer, the responsible one, the emotional caretaker. But Stoicism teaches the opposite role. You are responsible for your actions, not their emotions. The Stoic response, calm defiance. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." But there is a deeper wisdom here. If it is not your burden, do not carry it. Emotional manipulation ends the moment you refuse to pick up guilt that does not belong to you. A Stoic does not fight to be understood. He does not engage in emotional tug-of-war. He does not negotiate with guilt. He remains calm. He remains centered. He remains truthful. When the manipulator says, "You don't care about me," the Stoic answers internally, "I care, but I do not belong to you." When the manipulator says, "You're hurting me," the Stoic answers internally, "No, I am protecting myself." When the manipulator says, "You're abandoning me," the Stoic answers internally, "I am choosing peace over chaos." This is not cruelty. This is clarity. Recognizing manipulators early. A manipulator often reveals themselves through subtle behavioral patterns. 1. They punish you for saying no. Even small boundaries trigger large reactions. 2. They confuse you. After conversations, you question your memory, intentions, and sanity. 3. They rewrite history. They deny what happened and insist their version is truth. 4. They demand emotional labor. You feel obligated to regulate their moods. 5. They weaponize vulnerability. They share their pain to trap you in sympathy. Once you see these patterns, you can no longer unsee them. The Stoic shield, emotional sovereignty. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To be emotionally sovereign means you feel your emotions fully. You acknowledge others' emotions respectfully, but you do not merge the two. You do not carry emotional debts that you did not create. You do not allow guilt to steer your choices. You must become the guardian of your mental fortress, refusing to let emotional intruders manipulate your conscience. Imagine this scene. You tell a family member, "I can't come over today. I have things I need to take care of." They respond, "Oh, I see. You're too busy for me now. I guess I don't matter anymore." Old you apologizes. Old you rearranges your schedule. Old you abandons your plans to avoid conflict. Stoic you does not. Stoic you knows their emotional reaction is not your responsibility, so you answer calmly, "I'm not available today. We can talk later." They may complain, they may sigh, they may become dramatic, but inside yourself, you stay unmoved, not cold, present, not cruel, clear, not defensive, sovereign, and something extraordinary happens. Your inner world begins to heal. You begin to realize that the chains you were wearing were never locked. You were simply afraid to let go. Behavior. 3. Constant negativity. The weight of others' chaos. Some people come into your life like a breath of fresh air, steady, peaceful, grounding. Others enter like a storm, loud, chaotic, draining. The Stoics called these people disruptors of the inner citadel. Their presence changes the atmosphere. Their words darken the room. Every conversation becomes a complaint. Every encounter becomes a crisis. Every interaction becomes a weight on your spirit. These are emotional vampires. But here is the truth. Negativity is not just an attitude. It's a contagious energy. You must treat chronic negativity the way you treat illness, with caution, distance, and boundaries. The hidden cost of negative people. Most people underestimate the psychological cost of living near relentless pessimism. But negativity drains your mental clarity, activates your stress response, weakens your creativity, distorts your perception, poisons your environment, trains your mind to expect problems, shortens your emotional patience, and slowly corrodes your peace. Epictetus warned, "The soul takes the color of its company," meaning, you will absorb the emotional climate you live in. Stand too close to fire, you burn. Stand too close to chaos, you break. Familiar negativity versus foreign negativity. Negativity from strangers is easy to ignore. Negativity from loved ones is harder, because you feel responsible. But hear this clearly. You are not obligated to participate in someone else's emotional disorder. You are not required to absorb their gloom. You are not required to be their therapist. You are not required to console them endlessly. You are not required to be the emotional landfill for their problems. Your role in life is not to host the storms that others refuse to calm. Narrative example: the constant complainer. Imagine someone who never has good news. Every call begins with a sigh. Every conversation is a complaint. Every moment with them feels like sinking. You offer help, they ignore it. You offer solutions, they reject them. You offer encouragement, they dismiss it. These people do not want healing. They want hosts. They demand your energy like rent. They occupy your mind like squatters. They drain your spirit like parasites. A Stoic sees this clearly and chooses distance, not aggression, not cruelty, just distance. The Stoic response: withdraw gently, not dramatically. Stoics understood that peace is never found in the company of constant turmoil. So what does a Stoic do? He steps back quietly. Not in anger, in discipline. He reduces emotional access. He keeps conversations short. He preserves his energy. He refuses to be the emotional sponge for someone committed to negativity. Your responsibility is not to fix them. Your responsibility is to protect yourself. Behavior. 4. Lack of accountability. Blame as a lifestyle. There is a particular kind of person who walks through life with a spotless conscience, not because they are innocent, but because they never take responsibility for anything. You know this type. When they fail, someone sabotaged them. When they lie, someone misunderstood them. When they hurt you, somehow you become the reason. When conflict arises, they retreat into victimhood like a sanctuary. These people live in a world where accountability is poison and blame is oxygen. But Stoicism teaches something radically different. A person who cannot take responsibility for their actions is incapable of growth and incapable of offering healthy love. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." But the modern interpretation is this: do not waste time trying to teach accountability to those who fear it. Some people wear victimhood like armor. It protects their ego from the consequences of their behavior. It shields them from the discomfort of self-reflection. It excuses them from growth. And if you stay close to someone who avoids accountability, you will eventually become the scapegoat they need to feel comfortable. How accountability avoidant people drain you. There are three major dangers. 1. They rewrite reality. Your memory becomes distorted through argument. Your confidence becomes uncertain through gaslighting. Your emotions become suspect through denial. 2. They make you responsible for their actions. They twist their behavior into your fault. They claim your reactions caused their decisions. They act as if your existence dictates their choices. 3. They never change, because change requires ownership. You can forgive them 100 times. But forgiveness without change is emotional manipulation in disguise. And this leads to a painful truth. If someone's behavior stays the same after your forgiveness became their permission. Stoicism warns us, you cannot fix people who are committed to misunderstanding themselves. Narrative example: the eternal victim. Imagine someone who makes a cruel comment. You tell them it hurt you. Instead of apologizing, they say, "Wow, you're attacking me." "I didn't mean it like that. You're twisting things. You're always finding fault with me. I guess nothing I do is good enough for you." Notice, you confront their action, and they make you confront your identity. This is how accountability avoiders escape responsibility, by shifting the emotional weight onto you. But a Stoic sees the trap. A Stoic does not fall for the emotional theatrics. A Stoic does not explain endlessly. A Stoic does not beg for acknowledgement. He simply observes. Because observation without attachment is freedom. The Stoic response: patterns over promises. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look beneath the surface, never be content with appearances." Meaning, don't trust words, trust patterns. Don't trust apologies, trust behavior. Don't trust guilt, trust accountability. A Stoic knows a person's character is revealed not in apologies, but in consistency. How to protect yourself. 1. Stop explaining their behavior to yourself. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. 2. Refuse to be the emotional sponge. Do not absorb responsibility that is not yours. 3. Set clear consequences, not punishments, boundaries. 4. Prioritize your mental clarity. Distance is not cruelty, it is self-respect. The final insight. You are not unkind for expecting accountability. You are not harsh for expecting honesty. You are not cruel for expecting growth. You are simply refusing to be someone else's emotional landfill. And that is the beginning of inner peace. Behavior 5. Envy and hidden competition. The quiet poison. Not every threat to your peace comes with hostility. Some come with smiles. Envy is the quietest poison in human relationships. Subtle, corrosive, concealed beneath friendliness, curiosity, and polite conversation. In fact, the most dangerous envy rarely looks like envy at all. It looks like, "Congratulations, I guess. It must be nice to have it so easy. You're lucky. Some of us have real responsibilities. Wow, you're really full of yourself lately." Their words sound supportive. Their tone sounds casual, but their energy, their eyes, their reactions tell the truth. Stoicism teaches discernment, not paranoia. But some energies must not be ignored. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." But envy corrupts thoughts. Envy distorts perception. Envy transforms admiration into resentment. And the thoughts of the envious become, "Why them? Why not me? I hope they fail so I can feel better. This mental poison rarely stays contained. It spills into behavior. Signs of hidden competition. Envious people exhibit distinct patterns. 1. They downplay your success. It's not that big of a deal. 2. They subtly criticize your progress. Don't get ahead of yourself. 3. They celebrate your weaknesses. That's what happens when you try to do too much. 4. They joke about your achievements, mockery disguised as humor. 5. They copy you while resenting you. Silent imitation mixed with bitterness. 6. They only support you when you're struggling, but distance themselves when you rise. This is not love. This is proximity mixed with insecurity. Imagine you get good news, a promotion, a milestone, a victory. You tell someone close to you. They smile, but the smile feels thin. Their eyes don't match it. Their voice goes flat. They say, "Oh, that's great. I'm really happy for you." But something in your instincts whispers, "No, they're not." Stoics trusted instincts, not emotions, instincts, the subtle awareness that something is off. Your soul recognizes what your mind tries to excuse. Why envy is so dangerous. Envy is not just unpleasant, it's unpredictable. Jealous people will sabotage you subtly, discourage you quietly, criticize you indirectly, compete with you secretly, gossip about you behind closed doors. Stand close to watch your fall. Some people clap for you only to stay close enough to count the steps until you stumble. Stoicism warns, surround yourself with people who want you to rise, not those who want you to return to the level where they feel safe. The Stoic response, humble but not naive. A Stoic does not brag. A Stoic does not provoke jealousy intentionally. A Stoic does not fuel competition. But a Stoic also does not ignore truth. The Stoic approach to envy is simple. Remain humble, remain observant, move in silence. Share less with those who cannot celebrate. Protect your progress, adjust access, not attitude. Your goal is not to change the envious. Your goal is to prevent their bitterness from infecting your peace. 3 types of envious people. 1. The friendly competitor. Encourages you, but secretly wants to win. 2. The silent resenter. Says nothing negative, but feels everything internally. 3. The covert saboteur. Pretends to support you while subtly undermining you. Recognizing which one you're dealing with allows you to navigate the relationship with clarity and protection. The final insight. Those who envy your peace are often those who have not found their own. You must never shrink your light to make others comfortable in their darkness. Your purpose is not to ease their insecurity. Your purpose is to rise, quietly, steadily, humbly, but without apology. Behavior 6. Disrespecting your boundaries, the final test of self-respect. Boundaries are not walls, they are gates. The gates that protect your mental clarity, emotional health, time, peace, and self-worth. Healthy people respect boundaries instinctively. Toxic people test them relentlessly. Because boundaries expose entitlement. When you say, "No, I'm not available. I don't like that. Please stop. I need space." A healthy person adjusts. A toxic person pushes. They react with, "You're being dramatic. You used to be different. You're so selfish now. Wow, you've changed. You're overreacting." Listen carefully. Anyone who becomes angry at your boundaries was benefiting from your lack of them. This is one of the core truths of Stoicism. Epictetus said, "No person is free who is not master of himself." And you cannot master yourself if you allow others to walk freely through the gates of your life. How people violate your boundaries. 1. Persistent pushing. You say no. They keep trying. 2. Guilt pressure. They imply rejecting their request is rejecting them. 3. Gaslighting your needs. You don't really need space. 4. Emotional intimidation. They raise their voice to break your resolve. 5. Minimizing your discomfort. It's not a big deal. 6. Testing your limits. They cross the line accidentally to see how you react. These are not misunderstandings. These are measurements. People test boundaries to measure your strength. When you don't enforce them, you teach them your weakness. Imagine you tell someone, "Please don't talk to me like that." They respond with a half smile, "I'm just messing with you," and continue. This is not playful. This is not harmless. This is not miscommunication. This is a test of your threshold, a test of your self-respect, a test of your courage to reinforce the line you drew. The Stoic response: enforce, don't explain. Stoics never over-explained themselves. They believed truth did not require justification. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is endurable, then endure it. If it is not, stop complaining and take action." In modern terms, if something crosses your boundary, enforce the boundary. Don't debate it. Don't justify it. Don't seek permission for it. Don't apologize for it. A Stoic enforces boundaries calmly, without anger, without drama, without guilt. Calm enforcement is the highest expression of self-respect. 3 levels of boundary enforcement. 1. Verbal clarity. I don't accept that behavior. 2. Behavioral adjustment, reducing access, reducing time, reducing emotional investment. 3. Physical or relational distance. When repeated violations occur, distance becomes necessary. Distance is not revenge. Distance is self-protection. Final insight. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can control what you allow. Boundaries are not signs of coldness. They are signs of maturity, strength, and inner peace. And when you begin enforcing them, something incredible happens. You stop chasing love. You stop tolerating chaos. You stop negotiating your worth. You stop abandoning yourself. You begin to reclaim your power, your identity, your self-respect. This is the beginning of true freedom. The Stoic path to peace and inner freedom. Peace is not given, peace is built. And the construction of inner peace requires you to make difficult choices. Choices that others may not understand. Choices that some will resent. Choices that many will challenge. But Stoicism is not about pleasing the world. Stoicism is about mastering the self. The 6 toxic behaviors we explored: disrespect disguised as humor, emotional manipulation, relentless negativity, lack of accountability, hidden envy, boundary violations, are not just harmful behaviors. They are silent thieves. They steal your attention. They steal your clarity. They steal your emotional balance. They steal your time. They steal your confidence. They steal your peace. And the Stoics teach a foundational truth. Allowing toxic behavior is an act of self-betrayal. Removing toxic behavior is an act of self-love. You cannot live a grounded, disciplined, peaceful life if you allow people to drag your soul through the mud. Not strangers, not lovers, not friends, not co-workers, not even family. Your loyalty to your peace must always outweigh your loyalty to someone else's chaos. The Stoic call to inner freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But there is a modern extension. You have power over your environment because you choose who has access to your mind. Stoicism is not about isolation. It is about discernment. It is about choosing wisely. It is about refusing to let your inner world be a playground for someone else's wounds. Peace is not passive. Peace is a discipline, a daily choice, a constant boundary, a steady state of awareness. You protect it with silence, distance, clarity, detachment, self-respect, and unwavering standards. This is how you build a mind that remains calm in storms, a heart that remains warm but not naive, a soul that remains open but not accessible to chaos. You are not hard for choosing yourself. You are not cruel for enforcing boundaries. You are not cold for saying no. You are not selfish for protecting your peace. You are not disloyal for choosing emotional safety. You are not disrespectful for refusing disrespect. You are becoming free. Free from manipulation. Free from negative influence. Free from envy. Free from emotional games. Free from disrespect. Free from self-betrayal. The truth you must carry forward. Your peace is your responsibility. Your energy is your responsibility. Your boundaries are your responsibility. Your healing is your responsibility. Your self-respect is your responsibility. And the moment you decide to stop tolerating what harms you, your life begins to transform. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. Peace enters through the door you build. Strength enters through the discipline you practice. Wisdom enters through the boundaries you enforce. Freedom enters through the clarity you embrace. This is the Stoic way. This is your path. This is your rebirth. The final words. Do not tolerate what drains your soul. Do not apologize for defending your peace. Do not dim your spirit to accommodate someone else's shadow. Do not remain in places where your worth is questioned. Do not accept behaviors that your spirit rejects. Your life is too short, your mind too valuable, your heart too sacred, your soul too important to offer it to those who cannot honor it. Respect yourself enough to walk away from disrespect, from manipulation, from negativity, from blame, from envy, from violated boundaries. This is not abandonment. This is alignment. This is not isolation. This is elevation. This is not coldness. This is clarity. This is the beginning of your stronger, calmer, unshakable life.